Oh, here we are, the moment you've been waiting for, your last page of notes. I'm going to call this page Putting It Together. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a small proportionate head here at the top of my paper. Ooh, the video's gone a little blurry. Maybe it'll come back in a sec. Circle, divide it in half from the widest part. I'm going to bring down the cheeks. You all should be pros at this by now. And the chin, I'm going to divide it into thirds because I need to figure out where the ears are going to go. I'm not going to fill out this whole face. Eyebrow, there's the ear. There's my other eyebrow. And that will be where the ear goes, right underneath it. I'm going to make the neck. And I'm not going to make it too wide or too long or too skinny. And then the shoulders, remember they come out about half a head from the neck. And they slope down. There we go. So thus far, this is what we've been doing. This shouldn't be super new. So I'm going to start by making this like a rectangle body. Well, actually, I'm going to first measure. So one head high, this is 2. This is 3, 4, 5, and one more is 6. Remember, we said that people are between 5 and 6 heads high. So somewhere in that last notch is where my feet are going to go. All right, so back to the body shape. There's like a muscle over here for the shoulder and for the bicep. And rectangle body shape is going to be, I'm going to bring it in just very slightly. Because remember, the shoulders, the waist, and then the hips are all going to be about the same width. But they'll be, your body's not a flat surface. Even if you are rectangle shaped, you'll still have a little bit of curves here and there. And remember that there's no space in between the armpit. There may be a little space between the armpit and the arm. There's my elbow where the belly button goes. And then here's a hand at the bottom. There we go. And I'm going to start to put on the legs. And there's the thigh. And I'm working on the calf. There we go. The calf. And then down here is where my foot's going to go. So I'm drawing a foot from the front facing view. And I'm in between that 5th and 6th notch. Same thing on the other side. Getting the other side to match is probably a little bit of a challenge. And keep a little space right here by the waist. And bring down the hand. And I want it to be even with the other hand. Now, I don't really have much of a trick for you for doing bodies. You just kind of have to figure out what a body looks like and then practice a lot. There's the thigh and the calf and then the foot down here at the bottom. Okay, so my proportionate body, my proportionate person is complete. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a few of those other body shapes that we did on the last day of notes. So the first thing I'm going to do here is draw the other half of my face. Now, you do not have to do this part if you don't want to. This is not going to count in your notes, but if you'd like to follow along, you can. So with the triangle body shape, the neck is probably going to be much thicker, and you can see through my paper a little bit, and you can see I'm bringing that shoulder out just a little bit further. There's a little bit more muscle to it. Bicep will probably, the bicep and tricep will have more definition as well. And the chest is going to stick out and come in towards the waist. There we go. Second part of the arm. So we've just got a little bit more definition in the muscles. And then I'm still gonna I'm gonna trace over the hand that I did before. So that you can see there's a little bit more of a gap between the elbow and the waist. So the shoulder slopes down and slopes out. And what I'm gonna do now on the other side is I'm gonna do the hourglass body shape. So first thing I need to do is finish up the head. And I'm going to add on the neck and the shoulder. And again, with the hourglass body shape, the thing that's going to really change the most is the waist. So from the armpit, I'm going to bring that shape in, like tuck it in a little bit, and then bring it back out again for the hips. So I want the hip to stay about where it was. And I'm going to bring in the waist. So you can see the waist has been pinched in a little bit. But really nothing else has changed. We've given it just a little bit more of a shape. So right here, this little space will be a little bit more defined in the hourglass. And just for good measure, I'm going to come back and show you the triangle, hourglass, and that's our rectangle body shape there at the end. Couple of side notes here I want you to add. I'm going to redraw where I divided it up, where the headlines go. So we have 1, 2, 3 heads high so far. 4, 5, and there's my last line at 6. So I'm just moving those same lines over to the side. And I'm going to write down that the average person is between, or is about 4 to 6 heads high. You can go probably a little higher than 6 if you want. And this right here with this little bracket, this is one head high. Right here, I'm going to write that the elbows are at the belly button. And that's it. From there, you can take some artistic liberties. Good luck.